Welcome at this Business Central video with my colleague Ramon Simons.
Yes, welcome back everybody.
My name is Edwin and in the coming minutes I'm going to tell you a little bit more about new Business Central features. In this video, particular on integrations. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, the first one is I think something most people are waiting for. Integration with Teams.
Yeah.
What else? Well, Teams is the new Outlook, I would say. Now we all see that the way of working is moving away from Outlook to Teams, and there's a improved integration with Teams available now, and one of the main features that you can do now within Teams, you can create lists, like you had a SharePoint list or something like that in Teams. You can create now lists in Teams with, for instance, your sales order overview or your item overview. And the cool thing is that that it includes your ribbon as well. So if you are a full user, you can just navigate through from one page to the other page from within Teams. Actually, you don't have to go to BC first. You start with the list in Teams, and then you navigate from there on. And another way, the cool thing is that you can have your data from Teams inside your chat, so you can easily communicate about, for instance, an item like we have on the example here. It's very easy to include in your chat, and to make it even more attractive for users that are not using Teams, or that for users that are using Teams but don't have a Business Central license yet, you don't you don't need to have a Business Central license anymore. Because if you start Business Central from within Teams, from within those lists that I talked about, you only need to have a Microsoft 365 license. You don't need a separate Teams license for that. There's only one but there, and that's you can only view a data. You cannot modify data.
Okay.
So you still have the team member license. Now it gets a bit confusing. Like previously, you had 3 licenses of Business Central, 3 main licenses. You had full user essentials. Yeah. You had full user premium.
Yep.
And the team member license. And the team member license that is not related to Microsoft Teams, but the team member license was just for users that need to look up data in Business Central and modify some basic data like contact information and stuff like that. So within Teams, you can look at all the data, so you don't need a team member license for that anymore, but you cannot modify any data. So if you need to modify data, you still need one of the 3 old licenses that were already there.
But you can still do it in Teams then. If you have a PC license.
The system checks your user, what user you are, and what license is assigned to you. So when there's no additional Business Central license assigned to you, you cannot modify data. Do you have one of the one of the Business Central licenses?
Yeah.
Then you can modify the data that you have permissions to. So that's still the same. So cool. It's more attractive to start using Business Central for employees that did not work with Business Central data yet. So nice feature.
Then we go to OneDrive integration with BC.
Yeah. So you had the attachment, the related data for instance, to a sales order. You could attach data there, and now you can attach data there from OneDrive. Open the data in OneDrive. So like the previous slide, you can see the all apps within the Microsoft framework are growing in the same direction. This is one of those examples as well, so that you now have the OneDrive integration in Business Central, that you can open data from or store data in OneDrive from within Business Central.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another one about data. You can edit data directly in Excel and send it back to BC.
Yeah. This one is more or less related to the previous one, because if you like, for instance, when you were working with financial journals, you already had the ability to modify data from within Excel. So you could click the Excel button from your journal. It would open Excel. You can modify data there and send it back to Business Central. It was already a powerful, cool feature. What they've changed, because it's all moving towards the cloud processing, it will open your the journal within more or less the OneDrive storage, and it will not open your local Excel client, but it will open Excel online.
Okay.
So you actually don't need to have Excel installed on your laptop or your PC or whatever to do this kind of processing. You can do it when you're on holiday.
Yeah.
And you really feel like working and feel like editing a journal. You can do it from in your hotel, in your hotel lobby from your browser. So hey, for the people who want to work 365 days a year, be my guest.
Okay. Yeah, then we also have a app you want to highlight. This time the Apportunix app Convenient Comments.
Yep. It's one of the smaller apps that we have. It's a very nifty feature. Like everybody knows that you can add comments to almost all the records in BC. So, for instance, a customer record or sales line, sales head, or whatever. But one of the main disadvantages is that you, as a user, cannot see right away if there are comments added to that record. You have to click the button first to see if there's any data there. So what we have done is we added a lot of fact boxes so that you can see the data next to the record. So you don't have to click away, use your mouse or whatever. And we made it a lot easier to edit the data. So we have a comment editor, that what we call it. And that's like a kind of a notepad where you can just keep on entering data. When you close the notepad, the editor, the data will be processed and will be stored in the records of the comments. So it will break up the data that you have entered in the correct way, so you don't get breaks within a single word, but it just breaks between the words and stuff like that, and creates different records. And when you have it all in different records, you can still edit it in the editor. So it's a two-way kind of synchronization, you could call it. For instance, if you receive a mail and you want to have the text of the email in your comments, you just copy and paste the text in the editor, close the editor, and it will create the correct comments. Yeah. So it's very easy to work with longer text.
Cool. If people want to try the app, they can go to the app stores.
Yep. Like for all of our apps, you can download them for free if you're using them. If you use them in the sandbox, so we have all the functionality available in the sandbox. So you can try it and test it, whatever you want to do with it. And only at the point that you start working with it in the production environment, then you have to pay for it. So you can check it in the sandbox and evaluate the functionality and see if you like it or not.
Cool. Then we are at the end of our video. I want to thank you for watching. If you want to see more of these videos, you can go to our Apportunix YouTube channel. And if you subscribe on our license, you can get an alert when
Yes.
we upload new videos.
See you next time.
See ya. Bye bye.